One lone hand has raised
Subversive.
up here. Actually, that is one more than I expected, I have to be honest.
Really?
Fuck no. Sorry. We are uncensored, but oh my God, the idea there's any comparison between Diana, who was the biggest star in the world.
The story begins the way every Meghan-adjacent media earthquake begins, with a whisper, a rumor, a tiny tremor on social media. And then boom, a Piers Morgan-shaped explosion detonates across the internet, and the global conversation catches fire overnight. But this time, the blast radius is massive. Because Piers didn't just talk. He didn't just hint. He dropped a hidden interview. One that was never aired, never mentioned, never leaked until now. And the footage doesn't just throw shade at Meghan Markle. It ignites a wildfire.
Harry and Meghan, when their behaviour became obnoxious, self-serving, and rankly hypocritical.
Here's where things go nuclear. The moment the clip hit the timeline, Meghan reportedly lost it. As one insider put it, she didn't just go nuts, she detonated. So let's rewind. How did we even get here? It started when Piers teased a personal archive project on X, claiming he'd recovered old interview recordings the palace never approved for broadcast. People expected harmless commentary, maybe some unfiltered royal gossip. Nothing serious. Nobody expected a bombshell.
That there was a decision taken by the palace to stop Archie being a prince based on his potential skin colour.
The clip is grainy, time-stamped, and unmistakably real. Piers sits across from a figure whose face is blurred, whose voice is masked. At first, it seems like any anonymous insider, a producer, maybe a palace aide. Then the audio shifts. The filter cracks. And one line emerges with chilling clarity, the line that sent Meghan spiraling. She always said her plan was bigger than Harry. Much bigger. That was it. 6 words. 6 words that blew the internet apart.
The royal family, or the monarchy, given that 2 of our most famous young royals have waged a 3-year war on the institution.
Instantly, the royal sleuths, body language YouTubers, conspiracy theorists, commentators, everyone went feral. Theories spread like wildfire. Who is the speaker? A palace insider? A former staffer? Someone from Meghan's Hollywood circle? And then Piers dropped the real kicker. This was part of an interview we were never allowed to air. That moved the whole thing from casualty spill to a Category 5 media hurricane. Within minutes, hashtags were everywhere. Hashtag Megxit 2.0. Hashtag Piers versus Meghan. Hashtag bigger than Harry. The internet officially entered meltdown mode.
With the media, everything that she does, they basically lambast the whole thing.
People dissected the audio like forensic analysts at a crime scene. Some enhanced it. Some slowed it down frame by frame. Some swore they recognized the cadence of the mystery voice, a lilt, a rhythm, a familiar etch. By noon, memes. By mid-afternoon, reaction videos. By evening, breaking news alerts. But behind the screens, a far bigger meltdown was unfolding. According to sources inside Meghan's camp, she didn't just get upset, she erupted. Not annoyed, not stressed, volcanic. And honestly, you can understand why. This wasn't just embarrassing. It undermined the entire narrative she'd spent years crafting, the idea that she entered royal life gently, lovingly, with zero hidden agenda. But this clip? This clip torpedoed that narrative on impact. And Meghan knew it.
Oh, really? That feels odd to me.
Insiders say she immediately summoned her inner circle, PR strategists, legal counsel, crisis managers, digital teams. The whole war room. Phones buzzing, laptops open, documents glowing under tense faces. It looked less like a meeting and more like an emergency landing drill. We need to shut this down, she reportedly snapped. We need to shut him down. But here's the problem. Piers Morgan doesn't shut down. He powers up. He thrives when Meghan reacts. The moment she flinches, he strikes harder. And strike he did. That same evening, he posted. There's much more where that came from. That one sentence sent Meghan's team into top-tier panic mode.
Very complicated relationship with social media, as you can probably imagine.
Suddenly, lawyers were firing off warning letters. Advisors were calling networks. PR managers were spinning like tornadoes. And the palace? Silent. At least publicly. Behind those ancient stone walls, though, insiders say they were watching closely. Quietly. Probably with popcorn. Because here's the truth. The monarchy never forgets. The monarchy never forgives. And the monarchy never wastes a chance to let someone dig their own grave, especially if they brought their own shovel. Meanwhile, journalists began hunting for the identity of the masked voice. Was it a staffer Meghan clashed with? A former friend? Someone from Suits? An ex-publicist? Or, and this was the theory that reportedly sent Meghan into orbit, was it someone she cut out of her life the moment Harry entered the picture? Then came the whispers. The mysterious speaker was someone present during the transition period, those months when Meghan was learning the system, shaping her new image, merging Hollywood ambition with royal expectations. Someone who saw the blueprint early. Someone who knew the plan. Someone who remembered. And while speculation exploded across every platform, Piers kept fanning the flames. More hints, more clips, more stories the palace had once blocked from ever seeing daylight.
This is a 2-hour trash-a-thon of our royal family, of the monarchy, of everything the Queen has worked so hard for, and it's all been done.
The real bombshell wasn't that someone accused Meghan of having ambitions. Everyone knew she was ambitious. That wasn't news. The bombshell was that someone credible said it on tape to a major broadcaster, and the clip had been buried. That changed everything. Her lawyers went into full-throttle hyperdrive, tearing through old contracts, NDAs, email chains, production logs, anything that could reveal who signed off, who blocked what, and how the footage resurfaced after all these years. They wanted names, dates, loopholes, leverage. But the internet is the final boss. Once something drops, it's immortal. Screenshots everywhere. Mirrors everywhere. Shadow uploads. Backup files. Clips on Discord servers, foreign forums, dark corners of TikTok. Meghan knew instantly. She'd lost control of the narrative again. And the public didn't care whether the claim was true or false. They were asking sharper questions. Why was this buried? Who protected her back then? Who's breaking ranks now? And the question that cut deepest. Did Meghan always plan to outgrow Harry? Those insinuations sliced deeper than any leaked clip. Even Harry's solemn face during a recent appearance became meme material, people captioning screenshots with things like emotionally unplugged and spirit evacuated. It didn't matter whether any of it was real. It looked real. And in the media world, looking real is more devastating than the truth.
Britain calls it that. Meghan Markle. You know, she got lucky, met her prince, dragged him out of the bosom of his family, dragged him away from the monarchy.
Meanwhile, Piers Morgan milked the chaos like a man hosting the Super Bowl of grudges. He appeared on air smirking, swirling his tea like it was champagne, dropping coy little bombs. You think that was the only recording? You think she told people the whole truth? Then, with that signature gleam in his eye. Oh, the things we know. It was peak Piers. Messy, petty, relentless, and undeniably entertaining. But for Meghan, this wasn't entertainment. This was war. She wasn't just battling Piers. She was battling public perception, the palace's quiet calculations, Harry's thinning patience, and the chilling suspicion that someone inside her own orbit had turned. As the dust settled, or rather, rose higher, one truth became unmistakable. This wasn't a scandal. This was the opening act of a much bigger storm.
We're sitting at this beautiful table. I'm going to call this episode Between Two Flames.
This wasn't the climax. This was the prologue. And the next explosion? Much, much bigger. Because the internet didn't guess the voice. It found it. Late at night, a tiny TikTok account with barely 3,000 followers dropped a side-by-side comparison. The mystery audio versus a years-old panel interview. Same cadence. Same sharp inhale. Same habit of punching the last word of every sentence. Within 60 minutes, amateur voice analysis accounts synced the patterns. Within 2 hours, Twitter locked onto the identity. Within 3 hours, the name was everywhere. And it wasn't a random coworker, not a distant acquaintance, not a commentator with an agenda. It was someone who knew Meghan before the fairy tale, before the palace, before Sussex, before the global brand. Someone who helped shape her early public image, who watched her plan career pivots, who saw the blueprint forming long before Harry entered the picture. The internet erupted because if this person was talking now, it meant only one thing. The old guard was breaking ranks. And Meghan understood the danger instantly. Suddenly, those memoir rumors felt sharper. Old friends selling stories felt more plausible. Every quiet whisper from her past felt like a ticking bomb. By sunrise, her legal team was firing off inquiries to networks, producers, and former staffers. Meanwhile, Piers was luxuriating in the chaos. When asked on air about the identity leak, he shrugged. "I didn't name anyone. The public did. Not my fault they have good ears." Then he leaned forward, that dangerous grin spreading, and said, "And now let's move to clip number 2. No intro. No mercy." The screen flickered to another grainy tape. The same insider leaned forward. Face hidden, audio crisp. She always said the goal wasn't to join the royal family. It was to outgrow them. 5 seconds. That's all it took. Chaos erupted behind Piers. Gasps. Buzzing phones. Producers scrambling live on air. Online, the clip went nuclear. Meghan's team didn't gasp. They detonated into full shutdown mode. Digital triage. Search engine control. Outreach to old acquaintances. Crisis lawyers reportedly on calls until 3 a.m. But one thing terrified them more than the leaks. The palace remained silent. No statement. No calming leaks to friendly reporters. Not even the usual sources close to the royals whispering context. Nothing. Silence. The loudest signal of all. Because silence meant either they weren't going to protect anyone, or worse, they knew exactly what else was on those tapes. If the insider gave 2 explosive clips, they might have given 20. And Piers understood timing like a predator understands blood and water. By morning, every major outlet was debating the phrase, outgrow them. Was it ambition? Resentment? Strategy? A confession? A roadmap? Journalists dug into the insider's past, searching for bitterness, fallout, financial strain, anything that explained why they were talking now. Then things got weirder. Trevor Engelson, the silent ex, the man who had never spoken a word publicly, suddenly spiked in search trends. Not because he spoke, but because online sleuths noticed. He turned off all Instagram comments the exact minute the Piers clip dropped, then vanished offline. That alone pushed Meghan into a new level of panic. Because she knows exactly what Trevor witnessed, how much he knows, and how badly the world wants him to talk. Her team reached out to him, and not for a warm reunion. This was business. Damage control. Containment. If one insider flipped, who else might be next? Sensing blood, Piers closed his broadcast with the coldest line of the entire saga. We haven't even gotten to the real part of the interview. The internet froze. If this was the warm-up, what on earth was in the rest of that archive? By noon the next day, a reporter outside Meghan's Montecito home described a scene straight out of a crisis film. Security pacing. SUVs coming and going. Lawyers arriving. Lights burning in every room. Inside, a single question hung over the crisis table. How do you fight a ghost from the past when the world wants that ghost to speak? The clip didn't just damage her. It destabilized her entire narrative. Because if the insider was right, if Meghan always intended to outgrow the monarchy, then the storyline she'd built for years, the innocence, the confusion, the victimhood, began to fracture. And Piers knew it. He knew exactly what he was unleashing. Which is why, before signing off again, he said the line that sent chills through the entire royal press corps. This story is far from over.